What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And guys, it is good to see you. I have just gotten back from a really fun bachelor trip up in Chicago and Minnesota, of all places. And man, it was such a good time. You know what I mean? It was just a bunch of dudes being dudes, hanging out, just shooting the breeze, having some beers. Much needed bro time. I don't know if you haven't had a chance to do that in a while, but I haven't. It's been a long time since I've gotten together with a bunch of my boys and just celebrated somebody, you know what I mean? So to my buddy Big Breakfast, aka Brendan, who's getting married, I doubt you'll watch this video, but if you do, I love you, buddy, and I'm happy for you, and I'm so glad that I got to spend the weekend with you and a bunch of our friends and your friends. So just wanted to give a little shout out. It was really nice. I don't know, just a nice thing, you know what I mean? Just guys being dudes, right? And when you're being dudes, you know what you're doing, right? Well, you're talking about you're showing off. You're talking about your hammer. You're talking about your cocks. Okay, maybe it was just us, but that's what bachelor parties are, right? And speaking of cocks, yes, it is time. It's the much requested, desired Galleus, the Bloodcrest Showcase, aka the King Cock of Raid Legends. And guys, we are gonna whip this. Man, I'm really saying the word cock a lot. This is gonna get demonetized for sure. We're gonna whip this bird out and see what he can do. But before we do, I think it's important to note he has some really bad reviews. This guy has really bad reviews for a mythical, so I haven't used him a ton. I've used him a little bit in Centrano, so curious to see what does he do when he's put into the fray. Is he as bad as everyone says? Is he better? I think he's probably as bad, but let's find out for sure. So, all right, we got two forms. He is a mythical. Let's take a look at the first form. Now, one of the things I immediately dislike about this champion, Galleus, is the first form is basically entirely for facing bosses. I don't know about you, but when I think about champions, I want them to be either ideally PvE focused or PvP focused, just because most of the time, if a champion is specifically made for PvP, they're going to be a lot better in that circumstances than if they are splitting duty between the two. And that's not always true. There are of course exceptions where people can do both. But I think this champion really suffers from a terrible kit on his main form as it pertains to arena, because this is all trash. Let's A1 on the main form. Attacks one enemy, places a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. When counterattacking, the damage inflicted by the skill is based on this champion's defense and the enemy's max HP. All right, well, for PvE, that's a good skill. For PvP, that is trash. And obviously, we know I care more about PvP. Let's take a look at the A2. Cutting Jibe, attacks on these, places a provoke debuff for 1 turn if the target is a boss. Places a provoke debuff for 2 turns instead. Also places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn and a counterattack buff on them for 2 turns. Okay, it's an AoE, it places a provoke, so you could use this in Hydra for sure. The unkillable and the counterattack is nice, although that could be stolen by the Head of Mischief, which is kind of a tough thing unless you build him with enough resistance, right? But again, like when he's counterattacking, he's hitting with the A1, he's placing decreased speed, and he's also doing enemy max HP damage. So, all right, not bad. Sounds okay. The A3 fully restores all allies destroyed max HP, also places a revive on death buff and a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. So this is always so interesting, right? He seems to be a damage dealer, right? You would seem to think like, okay, support, but you know, damage dealer, defense damage dealer with some type of utility. And then you get an ability like this, which, hey, you know, replacing destroy max HP, not a bad thing in today's day and age. Revive on death, cool. Increase defense. But it's just like, it's a weird mishmash of skills here. Like, I'd rather see them go all damage or all support with champions. It just usually makes for a better grade champion overall, in my opinion. And again, there are always exceptions, but his ability seems all right. Nothing great, nothing too incredible. He's got this transform ability, and then Rule the Roost reflects 50% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker. If the attacker is a boss, reflects 100% of the damage this champion receives and also heals this champion by 50% of the damage received. So again, this is a super PvE first form, massively PvE. You would not use this, in my opinion, in PvP unless maybe you could place the provoke. But again, it's a, you know, it's not a super special provoke. It's one turn, just kind of underwhelming kit on the first form. Let's take a look at the second form. Let's see if it gets better. What do we got in the second form? All right, he transforms. Looks cool. I mean, love the color scheme here. Looking pretty sick. This cock walks the walk, if you know what I mean. Yeah, totally gonna get demonetized. All right, let's take a look at the A1. A1, full menace screech. Attacks one enemy, places an extra hit on all enemies under decreased defense debuff. So right away, I can already tell that for today's meta, this is not a great A1 because you're attacking one enemy and you're only placing an extra hit if people have decreased defense. That is really tough to do with polymorph, with stone skin, with block buffs. That's just tough to get decreased defense on anyone. Back in the Madame Sarah's days, this could have been really sick. Like, you're getting one hit, you're getting an AoE, everybody has decreased defense as a guarantee, but nowadays, that's really tough to do. You'll also notice I've booked this form out so we have really good testing for the damage phase because this is the PvP form as opposed to the first form, which is boss specific. Take a look at the A2 here. Attacks all enemies, Thunder Sky, attacks all enemies before attacking, places a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Damage increases by 10% for each enemy under a decreased defense debuff. Also steals 20% of the turn meter from each enemy. Okay. I mean, sounds like it could hit for really good damage. It's a 3-turn cooldown. Again, placing decreased defense, really hard to do. So are you going to get that potential 40% damage increase? Probably not. Maybe you get lucky and you place one and he doesn't get polymorph. Maybe the enemy doesn't have buffs. Who knows? Maybe you rip all the stone skin off. It's stuff like this in today's day and age, really tough to use in Raid because of the decisions Raid has made. So again, not the best overall skill in my opinion, though we'll see how it damages because I've never done a damage test. Sealing turn meter, hey, that's cool. Never a bad thing, although Marius really counters this hard. You know, you're going to get wrecked by Marius switching into this form and then wrecked again by this turn meter steal coming into play because I think that affects Marius. I'll double check that, but I think turn meter stuff messes with Marius triggering the A1. So let's take a look at the A3. I'm burping here. Sonic Torture attacks all enemies. The damage increases by 15% for each buff on each target. Hey, that sounds good. Now we're talking. That could be potentially awesome. Decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns. Okay, now this is a skill that makes sense in today's meta. This sounds great. People have lots of buffs. We're increasing this by 15% for each buff on each target. Now, notice each buff on each target. Let's look at the wording here. Damage increases by 15% for each buff on each target. So this makes me believe that he's only getting 15% increased for each buff per target. That's kind of, I mean, we all know Raid is not good at writing descriptions. Case in point, when I did my Fallman Mornsword, showcase, people were like, Drock, of course he ignores all damage. Can't you read the passive? And I'm like, guys, I can read. I read the passive in front of you. It's just that it nowhere does it say that it's additive instead of multiplicative, and nowhere does it say you can hypothetically ignore all damage. Excuse me for thinking that's crazy. Oh, God forbid. But anyway, it's always tough when you read these descriptions because you just don't know what it actually does. You know what I mean? You just don't know. How's it coded? I have no clue. We'll see what kind of damage it does in the arena. Now, this decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns, that's great. Right? That avoids your polymorph issues because you're decreasing duration. That is awesome. This on paper sounds like a really good ability. And then if we look at the passive, enemies under a decreased defense debuff cannot place stun, sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, freeze, or petrification debuffs on this champion. Resets the cooldown on the Thunder Sky skill if an enemy under decreased defense debuff is killed by that skill. Also resets the cooldown on the Sonic Torture skill if an enemy under a decreased defense debuff is killed by the skill. All right. Major issue already. It's just like, can you get decreased defense on champions? And frankly, in the arena, it's really hard to do consistently. And so I can see why this champion right off the bat has really bad reviews because his kit is so predicated on placing decreased defense. If you don't place decreased defense, you do way less damage. You do what? you're not immune to stuff, right? You're not immune. Like, this is a worse version of Leorius's passive in this regard. Ugh, not great on paper. Not great on paper. All right, now you'll see I've got him fully awakened. He is +1, so I've pulled 2 of these guys. So, you know, we'll see what damage he does. Masteries wise, nothing crazy, nothing nutty. Kind of the normal stuff right here, as you can see. So we got double counterattack for that A1 in case you get the decreased defense on anybody. We got Helm Smasher, all the normal stuff, Cycle of Violence. Like, I went Whirlwind of Death, increasing speed. So we'll see what he does. Let's take a look at the build. How have we built him today? And we're focused on the second form. I don't care about the first form at all whatsoever. Second form, we're rocking 63k HP, 8186 defense, 210 speed, so he's built relatively slow for the meta, and then 352% crit damage, pretty respectable crit damage. And you'll also notice I built him with a bit of accuracy, 273 accuracy, as you see here, because again, he does need to land debuffs to fully work, which again, will probably turn him into a sheep, but we'll find out. Keep in mind, because he's a mythical, he is ignoring resistance on these debuff abilities, so that helps a lot. You don't have to build him with as much accuracy, which is why I built him relatively low. Of course, he's in polymorph, because why wouldn't he be? It's still the most overpowered thing in the game. So let's take a look at the artifacts. What do we got in here? We got some Savage. I pulled all this stuff off my good champs. Crit rate, defense, crit rate, crit damage, speed, defense. Oh, look at it, baby. The god tier divine speed boots. We do have a broken set here with Merciless, but look at those boots. I always love those boots. Defense, accuracy, crit damage, blah, blah, blah. Looks delicious. Drock. Will he actually perform? Who knows? We will find out, though. Crit damage, you can see there. So I didn't ascend this or switch this over, so we can get him a little bit higher on defense. But I believe I'm out of the ore. So, okay, let's take him in a dragon. Let's see what he does. Let's see, is he really as bad as they say? I am very curious. Now, keep in mind, also in dragon, we are setting him up for his absolute best performance, because he's going to land decreased defense on all of these champions. So we're going to get the absolute best version of him, but keep in mind, again, he's not likely, I should say, to land that stuff in arena battles consistently. Let's do, what we got? Lydia. Let's get Lydia. Actually, no, let's get Venus. Venus is fast. She gives us the weaken. Okay. There we go. I think we're good. And we're not going to boost anything. All right, we'll go with resistance. Level 23 dragon. Okay, Galleus, here's your chance, buddy. We will give him the increased defense, so we are setting him up as best as we possibly can. There goes Venus. She's got the weakens up. We even got some hexes on, so we're really boosting his damage here more. That's cheating, I guess. All right, first form sucks. Doesn't matter for PvP. Don't care. Let's go to the second form. Let's see what he does. I guess we should lead with this. We should get a, 40% increased damage and a turn meter steal. And what is this? This is there's no buffs here. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's lead with the A2. This makes the most sense. Okay, here we go. Come on, Galleus. Rock it. Hey, 419, 420. All right, really good damage. That's really good. 420. Not bad at all. Is it tip tier? Nope. Not at all, but is it good? Yeah, it's good. That's good damage. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, let's try this again. 420 is good. Again, got to land decreased defense, right? You know what I mean? Got to get that bonus damage on that. But if you land it on the A2, that does pretty good for an AoE. Not god tier, but very respectable. Better than I thought it would be, in all honesty. Let's take a look at the A3. Now, A3 wise, we aren't getting any damage increase for buffs. So I'm really curious to see how this does. Does this hit hard? Let's find out. 343, 300, 270. Not horrific, not good, but not horrific, right? Okay. All right, this is better than I thought, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is better than I thought damage-wise. Let's bring in a compatriot, somebody to test him with, right? Who can we bring in here to test him with? defense-based nuker. Probably Harima is going to be the choice because I stripped my Alaz of some of my stuff to do this. So I think Harima makes the most sense. Now, this is a +4 Harima. Let's look at her stats briefly just to give us an idea. Harima, also not known for... Oh, I stripped her too. Never mind. I stripped Harima as well. What am I talking about? Never mind, Harima. Defense-based nuker. I think I stripped her. Gosh. Who? I stripped my Martyr. I think I stripped my Tormund too. Is there any defense-based nuker I didn't strip? All right, I didn't strip Tormund. Okay, we can compare versus Tormund. This is really not the best test, but it gives us an idea. Tormund's not known for being an elite damage dealer, but let's just compare. Why not? I like comparisons. You like comparisons. Let's see what Tormund does versus what Galleus just did. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh, crap. His A1. This is good. Well, we'll get it. Oh, never mind. Tormund's faster. Perfect. All right, we're going to pick Tormund's A3, the Blizzard Rage. Let's see what it does. Let's see what you got, Tormund. 200. Wow, look at the difference. More crit damage on the Tormund, only slightly less defense. Very bad damage-wise when you think about it. Really bad. And he's in Savage for sure. Woof. That is rough. Let's come in here. Let's come in here again for comparison. Why am I not switching forms first? And just see again the Galleus with the A2. Let's just see that one more time. Show it to me. Show it to me, bird boy. Ooh, 556. Guys, that's good. That's really good. The 556 is good. That's good damage. It's good damage. One more time. Just burning energy here. Tormund really hits for nothing. Holy smokes, that's rough. Let's see what the A1 does for Galleus, yeah? Oh, we didn't land the decreased defense there. Actually, that's great. We can see without the decreased defense what it does. Let's go to the A or the A2 here. And I want to make sure she doesn't die. Let's just go ahead and kill this person. Let's kill. Yeah, it does. So Tormund still has a really good A2 single target. But again, like not incredible because he is an old school champion. All right, let's switch over Galleus. We have no decreased defense here. This is great. We already get to see. So we're not going to get... Oh, never mind. We're still getting a massive increase. We're still getting a 30% increase. We're just not getting a 50% increase for damage. But still, this is good. This is good. Let's see what he does. Oh, he put it anyway. What am I talking about? What about... He puts the debuff, guys. Yeah, he puts the debuff, of course. 400k damage, but again, lower than it was. A little bit lower. All right, let's take him into Arena. Let's see what he does in Arena. And can I actually land decreased defense on anybody in Arena without becoming a sheep? That's the big question here. I don't know. We are in Platinum Arena. Let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and start. Oh, 14 million. Perfect little start. We got a Narcissus, an Ancora, a Sifi, and a Taurus. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's get Galleus in there. Beautiful. Let's get our Sifi, and let's go with... Who do I want? Galleus, Sifi. Should probably do some type of speed thing. I should probably do someone that actually strips, but let's see how... Well, you know, it's important to see what he does with Stone Skin. Let's go. Let's just make sure we're faster. We'll go Shuzen. Sure. Why not? Now, he's not in Stone Skin, so he could die here, but let's see what he does. See how it works. How much Stone Skin? Okay, so they have a little bit of Stone Skin. I didn't check to see how much polymorph they had. Oh, 6 stars, 6 star, 5 stars, so maybe accuracy. A lot of polymorph. Fingers crossed. Let's find out. Yep, there's one sheep, and it starts off the way that we love. All right, we've locked them down. Here we go. Here comes your time to shine. Okay, let's slow it down. Let's see what he does. Real world application. Come on, Galleus. Dude, good lord. Nice damage. Ripped the Taurus apart. What? Now, we didn't get cheaped, and we landed the decreased defense, and there was no reaction there. Very nice, though. And, hey, look, he got his ability back. He got his ability back. Let's try the A3. No buffs, A3. He lost his increased defense here. Important to note. Took out the Narcissus, 88k damage. I don't know. That's better than I thought, guys. I'm not going to lie for how bad his reviews are. Now, I haven't become a sheep, which is important to note. But let's just see here. Didn't even get it. Still did 100k. 100k not super good for an AoE. Pretty mediocre, actually, if you think about it. 100k right there. Okay, though. Still better than I thought. There's hope. There's hope. No way I'm going to be faster here. Ooh, look at all these mythicals. Perfect. Let's try him against a bunch of mythicals. This is going to be stone skin galore. This is going to be real fun because this is going to be a massive amount of stone skin if I were guessing. Maybe I'll be wrong. I will say, when I pulled him, I was very sad. Oh, golly goodness, we're slower too. Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no. Oh, he's gonna take away my skills. Oh, man. Say goodnight. Well, it's tough. That's tough. That's what happens when you're not faster, right? Also, tons of polymorph here. Let's go one more time in there. My Shuzen isn't super fast compared to what people have now. This is probably like a 430 plus speed CFI. And in protection, as you can see, maybe even faster, frankly. We want to make sure we get a turn here. You know what? Let's just go ahead right in here. He's got tons of buffs up, right? They've got tons of buffs up. Now, they're in stone skin, but let's see what he does damage-wise on the CFI. Increases duration of buffs as well. So let's see here. Let's slow it down. Let's see what he does. Meh. That's pretty meh, frankly. I mean, she's got increased defense, but still, there's nothing about that that says I'm really good. I'm elite. You know what I mean? This is not a super tanky CFI given her speed. And frankly, you would have liked to have seen more damage off that A3, especially when she's got 3 buffs on there, which should hypothetically increase that damage by 45%. Or, I'm pretty sure I'm reading this right. I don't think it's taking every single buff and improving that, because that would do way more damage, which Taurus does. So that's kind of meh. It's kind of meh, guys. All right, let's take another one. Let's take, what do we got here? Let's look at this one. Perfect. Rhodos, Sifi, Harima. Fantastic. Let's see what we got. Stone Skin really is the bane of the existence of champs that do this kind of stuff nowadays. You just can't reliably place debuffs anymore in Arena. And unfortunately, champs like this really suffer because of that. All right. Let's switch in here. Now we're going to trigger the Rhodos. See what we do with the A2 again. All right. Okay, we're resisting. Dude, you can see, man, the damage is not good, guys. All right, I'm beginning to understand why he is so poorly reviewed. If you don't get decreased defense up with this champion, your damage is not good. It is bad. It is unfortunately quite bad. And the A3 is not good at all, damage-wise. Jesus. Didn't even kill. Didn't even kill her. I mean, she had Swift Parry, but would it have killed? Maybe it would kill it actually without a Swift Parry. Maybe I'm being unfair here. Can we pull him up again? Nah, he's not going to be able to take a turn. Oh, he will. Oh, but he's going to sleep. All right, we lost this. Nothing we can do. It's over for our boy. Ugh. I'm beginning to understand the reviews. I'm beginning to understand the reviews, my friends. All right, let's see here. Armands. It's just tough, right? It's tough these days. It's tough these days. If you can't land... Now, we haven't gotten Polymorph, which is a miracle, so I'm very pleased with that. You know, thank God. We haven't gotten Polymorph on Galleus. We did get Polymorphed on Shuzen, but it's just really tough. Go ahead and just pop him off right now. Make sure he gets his turn. We have any Polymorph in these guys? We only have it on the Sung Wukong. All right, let's try. Okay, he didn't get decreased defense, I don't think, there. So the damage was enough to kill them both. This is a pretty weak team overall, though. Keep that in mind. All right, let's go again. Wait, what? Oh, my God, I didn't switch his form. Jesus Christ. It was like, why didn't he get the decreased defense? It's because I didn't switch his form. Well, hey, we got to see what the A2 did in that form, and it was enough to kill him, right? Okay. Maybe we go back and we revisit that form just to see. Why not? All right, weak hit there, so we can't get a good idea. Stone's getting on the other two. Did take the buff off. Oof. Sung Wukong, why can't I rest? Let me rest. That doesn't hurt us. We don't have increased defense. Oh, man, dude. The damage is just so bad, guys, without landing that increased defense. It's just really bad. I hate to say it, but I get the reviews. It's cool that he gets his stuff back. There we go. That was better. That was better that time. Why was it so bad the time before? I guess that we didn't have the increased defense. Still not great. It's still not doing it for me, you know what I mean? Let's pick another team. We're back in Platinum. Tars Marichka team here. Here we go. Tars Marichka. Harima. I like it. Let's try. Let's see. It's tough, man, because like you know how hard it is to get mythicals. And they've really set it up so that there are a couple of mythicals that are just god tier. Just insanely better than everything else. And then you have someone like this, and you're like, damn. Imagine this is the one you pull from a remnant or from your shard. And you're going to be pissed. You're going to be sad. It's the same kind of problem with Void Champs, right? We're repeating history here. All right, let's see what he does. Decreased defense. How much polymorph we got? We got a little bit here. We got quite a bit, actually. Let's see if we get lucky. Hey, we didn't get polymorphed. Incredible. But was this a reaction? I didn't see if this was a reaction. This had to have been a reaction. We did absolutely no damage here. This would have killed her, but she's you can tell she's built speed-wise. And hey, we killed Arima. We killed Arima. Oh, I shouldn't have rezzed there. Whoops. He's going to die. Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops. I don't know. What am I doing here? I'm just trying to get myself killed, basically. Hold on. Can we get him back? Can we get him back? All right, we killed their Sifi. I'm gonna save that. I want to use it with Galleus. I was really hoping I could get. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna save it. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna save it. And we're not gonna get anything there. There we go. That's what I did. Oh, she became a sheep again. Okay, but at least we got that. We don't have to worry about getting counterattacked. All right, we got Galleus back up. He lived. Beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Decreased defense. What does he do? Let's slow it down. Let me really watch this. Dude, that's okay. That's sad. You couldn't even kill the Marichka with decreased defense. That's sad. Decreased defense on, you can't kill the Marichka? Nah. He ain't it, boys. That's all I need to see. If you're not killing Marichka and you land a decreased defense, she didn't have a strengthen, she didn't have a shield, she had absolutely nothing. If you're not doing that in today's day and age, this champion is just super inconsistent. I really don't know what the heck he's doing. His damage seems all over the place, frankly. Like the Sonic Torture did 150k then, right? Can we get, I don't think we can get a turn off here. I'm just going to have to sleep. Yep. Okay, we can get a turn off now. Let's see if he's got enough. This is the Sonic Torture. Bro, that is so bad. Holy smokes, bro. That's so bad, bro. Dude. How did that not kill the Sifi, bro? Hey, dude, what in the world, man? Why is his damage so weird? Am I just proccing Helm Smasher a lot? I'm sure the comments will tell me. They'll tell me, Drock, it's because of this. Let's take a look again. Let's take a look at his kit. Let's test his first form just because I want to be thorough, even though it's not fully booked out. God, it sucks that I booked this champion. You want to talk about pain? Sucks. So hard to get mythical books, right? You basically have to spend to get him. Thanks, Plarium. Why is he doing such weird damage? 60% decrease debuff. All right, 10% boost. So he's getting like 10, 20, 30% damage, but it just feels like his damage is all over the map. This thing sucks. This ability sucks. I'm not sold on this at all. For the actual damage output. Love the idea, but don't love the actual, you know, execution. This passive is good in terms of the fact that he gets his abilities back if he kills somebody. But again, you have to land decreased defense. You have to land it. It's just not, it's not good. It's not good. And overall, his damage, even with this, doesn't seem as good as I would think based off the test that we did. Like, I would expect him to nuke through these guys, but he's just not getting enough decreased defense buffs up to increase his damage. He is a champion that would have been great 2.5 years ago. But in the current meta, you can see why he is so held back. Let's go back into Dragons. Let's see what the first form does. First form is defense-based, right? It is. Great. So its damage is viable. Let's see. Let's see what the A2 does here. Let's be thorough. Let's be thorough. I want to make sure we get a real good test here. Okay, he's not getting increased damage from this other than the fact that obviously with that up, he's going to do more damage overall. Our boy Tormund doing some work there. Okay, let's see. This is the A2. It's the AoE in place of provoke. Let's see what the provoke does. See what this does. Nah. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad damage. Okay. Just wanted to confirm. I mean, this is the boss mode, but now we know. The A2 is not good. For sure. Bad A2. But still, why? Wow, man. It's just unsatisfying, right? It's just unsatisfying when you get a mythical like this and you're thinking, first off, looks cool. A lot of potential. Still, I hate that he's half PvE, half PvP, and like literally strong half PvE, PvP, where at least with something like Lazarius, you can make the argument that his first form is just as good for PvP, frankly, as his second form is. They're both incredible for PvP. Whereas Galleus, this first form, is just trash. It's just trash for PvP. It's just trash. He would have gotten a 20% damage boost there. Even with that, that's still not good damage. Still not good damage at all. And again, it's aimed at PvE, but that's what makes him so blah, is instead of having both forms be good for PvP and hypothetically PvE, which again, you can say with Lazarius, only his second form is. Disappointing. Disappointing champ. Yeah, I'm going to have to say I agree with the reviews, guys. I agree with the reviews. This is not a nice cock. His girth, subpar, boys. Subpar, unfortunately. He's not packing. So if you made it this far and you watched the entire video, let's just lean into getting demonetized. Just write a comment down below with the words subpar girth. Yeah, why not? Subpar girth, because that's how I feel about Galleus, and what a shame. I was really hoping that he would do better, and I was honestly, after I saw that dragon test, I thought, oh yeah, maybe he could be something special, but frankly, he's mediocre at best. He needs a buff. He needs a buff, and he needs, I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but he needs a little bit of a kit rework on the back end to be even remotely usable in a high-level arena, given the current meta. That's my take. Like, could have been really good in the past, but you're not going to get enough decreased defense buffs out to make it valuable for the high-end meta. So, oh, Galleus, captain, my captain. Truly not a girth master. Anyway, now that I have said enough penis-related jokes, I hope that you have a wonderful day, guys. Go hang out with your buddies. Go hang out with your bros like I got to. I promise you'll come back happier for it. And let me know what you thought of this showcase down below. As always, I appreciate your support If you haven't liked the video or subscribed, consider doing that. It helps your boy out a lot. I will see you all soon. Better luck next time when we test with these guys. Big Papa Drock out.